Hello, welcome to Two Controls, One Sofa. We're going to be doing a sofa look of F1 2015. This is just going to be a quick look. We'll come out with a review at some point, maybe early next week. But this is going to be a quick look at all the new modes, quick lap of circuit. I don't know which circuit yet. But let's get going. Hold on and buckle up. Right, let's get straight into it then. Let's have a quick look at championship mode. You can play as any of the 20 drivers from the 10 teams. They're taken out this year. You can't create your own character and play as them, which I think is quite disappointing. I would have liked the option of doing both. Well, having the option of choosing from either playing as a pro or playing as your own character. But it's still pretty neat. I like how realistic they look, which is pretty cool. Done quite well with that. Obviously then you've got information underneath about the how many Grand Prix, where they were born, podium, stuff like that. And the teams have the same engines, debut, stuff like that. And if you pick your guy, you get to choose your difficulty, and then you get to choose this short weekend, which is 15 minutes of practice, which is always good for getting to know the course. Quali time, you get one shot, or medium you get short, which I'm not quite sure what it is, and long obviously you do all three stages of quali and the full race. So we'll move on to Pro Season, which is exactly what it says on the tin. This is a hard mode. I had a quick go on it before and I struggled epically. It is extremely difficult. You don't have any of the HUD things, so you don't have the track on the left. You don't have any of the times. You have to coordinate with your engineer quite a lot, in terms of finding out how far the guy is behind you, or finding out how long you've got left on the tyres, which I will show you when I do a quick race after, which is another cool addition, being able to talk to, like, get information off your race engineer. But the other thing is you have to play it in cockpit view, which is quite a hard view on its own, really, because obviously it's the most realistic view, but sometimes corners sort of come out of nowhere if you don't know the track too well. All assists are turned off, so you don't have any braking assists, you don't have the dynamic racing line on for you, stuff like that. You have to do, the other thing is you have to do the full weekend, so you have to do all the practice, all three stages of quali, and you have to do the full race, which is all the full laps of a F1 race. All the other drivers are on the hardest AI, and you can't have a flashback. You don't do flashbacks. If you know what that means, then you're okay. If you don't, basically if you crash into someone or into the barriers, you can sort of rewind it back before you had the crash and start from there. And the other thing is you can't restart a session. So basically if you have a bad quali or something like that, or maybe you've had a bad race, you can't restart it. You have to go on with it.
After an eventful pre-season testing, here we are at the first race weekend of the season. Welcome back to Formula One. The question on everyone's lips is which teams have solved their pre-season issues and which teams already have the performance to start out as early leaders. The teams will be visiting tracks across 5 continents as they battle it out for both the drivers and the constructors' championships. What race on the calendar do you think the teams will have a special eye on this year?
I think that's quite a cool bit. That is the same on the start of every Melbourne race, that you won't hear any difference, but I think that's quite cool. So that's pretty much pro season. It's what it says, it's pro, you have to be pro. Onto quick race, it's basically just you can pick from any of the tracks to race, and the other thing is you can sort of create your own season in terms of deciding where you want to go first. It's a pretty neat idea, not something I'm too bothered about. The other thing, which I will show you in a second, multiplayer. We're going to be doing some online sofas of this, which we're really excited about actually. Time trial. You race on the tracks trying to get the fastest time, and there's a leaderboard. Obviously, if you can get up to the top of there, you're doing pretty well. Right, so we will go on to quick race. We're gonna have a go on Monaco, and we're gonna be Kimi Räikkönen. Right, here we go. So you can choose whether you want to have practice or the race distance. We'll just have 3, just so I can sort some of the things off. I'm gonna put it on easy, no flashbacks. Right, I'm gonna put this quite high because I want to basically show stuff off, and I don't want to be concentrating too much on driving while I'm trying to show stuff.
Welcome to one of the most iconic race circuits on the Formula One calendar. It's Monaco, the playground of the rich and famous. We're nearly ready for the start of today's race, but in the meantime, let's take a look at the grid.
They have every race has something like that at the start of it, and there's a few different sort of speeches sort of thing, but generally if you play on the track a few times you're going to have heard them all. So we'll get going now. We'll show off a few things.
Space going into the first corner, so try to keep it tidy.
Obviously, like I said, you've got quite a lot of interaction with your race engineer. So basically, if you press B or circle, you get fuel. How you doing fuel consumption wise? +2 at the moment, which is good. Which means I can put more fuel into the car to give me more speed. This is quite a crucial thing. If you're playing long race weekends or long races, you'll need to keep an eye on that if you want to make a push. And obviously if you do put more fuel in, you need to remember to change it down later on in the race, otherwise you're going to run out. But I'll show you how to do that now. If I put rich in, it's going to put more fuel in. You'll see that I get a bit of extra speed out of it, which is quite cool because I don't think that's anything you've been able to do in past games. So that you've got the damage. Obviously they show up red if you damage them. What I have noticed, if you damage the front wing, it really affects cornering. Obviously if you get a puncture, you can see it on the wheel. It just sort of rotates in a different way. And then you've got temperatures, obviously green, brakes and tyres are good, engine's not overheating, which is good. So we'll have a look on the left here. Tyres, obviously. This next pit stop, I could request to come in and get some primes on. Should hear my engineer say. Should hear the engineer say something. You're not talking to me. You're not happy. He normally says, confirms that next pit stop you put some primes on. Hopefully he's not in the mood for talking to me. Right, so you can change your brake. Obviously, if you want to brake more on the front or on the back, you can change that. And then you got the downforce. You can increase it. You should.
Adjusting the aero on your next.
Yep, there you go. The engineer tells me that next time I'm going for a pit stop, he's going to adjust the aerodynamics. Obviously, my tyres are getting a bit warm on the front. As you can see, no, my fuel's still quite high. Well, it's still in plus.
DRS is now enabled. Will be available to use when you are with
Oops! Oh, whoa! So I've probably damaged my front wing now, so you'll probably be able to see that it's more difficult turning corners.
Down to 7th place, P7.
As you can see, it's a lot harder to turn now. So you've lost that added downforce, and it really does affect your driving. So you lose quite a lot of time with that damaged front wing. So you can't really just carry on with it. You've got to go into the pits. But I will show you once I get on this corner very slowly. If you press left button or L1, whatever you're using, this is how you communicate with your race engineer. So you can say,
Nasser is behind you. The gap is just 1 second. This is your final lap.
who's behind me. It'll tell you who's behind you and how far. Obviously Nasser was behind me, not for long, as I'm really struggling with this wing. And you can see on the left I have a puncture, and you can see how it's rotating differently, and it also obviously affects the driving again. So obviously you can full fuel target, it'll tell you you're doing okay on fuel for now. Then you've got weather forecast, it'll tell you if you're expecting rain. Vehicle condition will tell me that my wing is knackered and I have a puncture. Driver behind, tell me who it is, how far. Driver in front, tell me who it is, how far. Full race update.
You currently hold 19th place. The Manor driver is ahead of you. Nasser is behind you.
And that's pretty much it. To time that quite well. But yeah, it's everything you do. It's like if you lose a wing or you get a puncture, affects your driving ability quite a lot, so it's quite realistic.
Mercedes have won today's race, and what a result for the team. Niki Lauda rightly called it as one of the drives of the season.
So, like I said, we'll be back with a review soon, and we're also going to be doing some online sofas of this, which we're really looking forward to, so don't forget to tune in. So click that subscribe button, and we'll see you again soon. Sofa out.